So this video is a quick unboxing and a quick first impressions of the WLmouse Beast X Mouse from WLmouse, a Chinese brand that no one had ever heard of before, but there were a couple videos from the manufacturer as well as a couple in Japanese or Chinese, none with words. So this might be the first video about someone actually having the mouse in front of people. So it is real. I've been using it for a couple hours. It's great so far. I only have two areas that I would like to address, but full review on that later. First of all, let's just go over the positives. So here's the box for the mouse. It opens like this and it's great. It's got cool magnetic locking sides, and this is my favorite box I've ever opened for a mouse, especially at $140. This is excellent. I got the pink one and I didn't know, but the dongle for the mouse is this cube. I knew that, but I didn't know that it was going to be the same color as the mouse that I got, so that's cool. Also, the USB-C cable that came with the mouse is also pink, and I think that's an awesome touch. Overall, there's a lot of awesome touches in this unboxing experience and use experience that I really like, but there are a couple rough edges, and I'll get to that in just one second. Here's the mouse. So on the bottom, it does not come with skates originally. You have to decide what skates you're going to put on. As you can see, I've put on 4 different corners of the glass skates that came with it. And it also comes with full distance, full width skates. 2 that are plastic of some sort. I'm not really sure what kind of plastic it is, but I'm assuming PTFE skates in the same patterns, either 4 of these corners or 2 full width skates. So mine says Rose on the bottom, and then it also has the recycling symbol, and it says model number Beast X. So as you can see, I'm using the same one. This is a plastic bottom with a magnesium top shell, as far as I can tell. The same kind of thing that you would see on something like the Starlight. So this is a Starlight Pro. And for size comparison, they're very, very similar in size and shape. Mine has a separate hump attachment, but as far as I can feel, this reminds me a lot of the Final Mouse shape, just with a lot more holes. And it also weighs about 20% less. So my Final Mouse with the hump add-on, with the glass skates, and with the rubber side grips weighs around 53 grams. And if I take my little scale out here, and I just take this again, let's see here. I'm getting around 53 grams for the tens mouse, and then for the other one, I'm getting 41 grams. And I was getting about 40 grams before I put the glass little skates on. Now, that adds just a little bit to get it over that 40 grams exactly. I was even measuring down to 39 grams sometimes, but 40 grams I think is accurate to say what this mouse weighs, whereas this one's about 53 grams. So, believe it or not, at this weight, that means it's about 20% lighter, and it costs less, and you get this really cool dongle with it. So, let's go into what's so cool about the dongle, and then I'm going to get into the start on some things that I didn't really love about my experience so far. So first off, the dongle lights up. The light color is customizable. The screen is customizable. You can see the DPI and the polling rate on it here. I'm going to turn on my mouse. The on button is right there at the bottom. Oh, it's hard to see. The on button is right there at the bottom, and it starts to blink green, and then we're all good to go. But that's not the experience you're going to get when you first turn it on. When you first turn it on, the mouse was actually not synced for me to the dongle. And that's not common nowadays. Normally, mice can just be plug and play with no drivers, and you'll get to a usable experience, but maybe the polling rate's low, or maybe the DPI is not changeable, or if there's a DPI button, you can only do that. So with limited features, but normally you can plug it in and start to use it right away. If this was your only mouse, you wouldn't really have a way to get it going until you read the manual, which would say nothing about how to pair the mouse. So that was really weird. When you do download the drivers and support software, it does give you a Word document that tells you that you have to hold these 2 buttons, both the click buttons and the front button, and that will allow you to pair the mouse. Once you do that for a couple seconds, it will blink green. You plug this thing in and it paired instantly. After that, I was in the software, which give a quick overview of what that looks like too. And great, my overlays upside down, but that's not important. Some basic functions here like rebinding your keys. You also have a macro portion here where you can assign macros. I'm going to test this all out later. Some DPI buttons. There's no way for me to change the DPI on this mouse without using the software right now that I know of. Maybe there is, and I'll find that out later. I changed the sleep setting from default of 30 seconds to 1 minute, and I changed the polling rate to 4,000 hertz. So I'm testing at 4,000 hertz. This came at around 94% battery, and after a couple hours, maybe 2 or 3 hours, it's down to 74%. So I will be giving it a longer battery test later so that I'll have a full analysis on that. But yeah, and then I can also change the screen color, the frame housing, and all that stuff. So lots of interesting things here. Overall, I'm pretty happy with what I'm seeing so far. And the last point that I want to say, so my first negative point was that the mouse software didn't instantly boot. Like it required me to read something to figure out how to connect the mouse to my computer, which is weird. It did work, however, if I used the cable, and I plugged the cable into the computer. So that's something. Or actually, hold on, did it? Maybe it didn't. Okay, I'm gonna have to rewatch that, and it will be in the full review. But it might have not even worked before that because I needed to install the driver first. I think that was my issue. Anyways, now I have everything working though. I will give more details on that in the full review. The last thing is the clicks kind of sound a little hollow, so I'm gonna turn the mouse off real quick. See if you can hear this. They're a little bit hollow on the when they come up, but I'm sure with time they'll break in a little bit and they won't sound kind of sticky, but they don't feel very sticky. So they feel pretty good, and that's good enough for me. Honestly, they feel good, and the polling works, and like the mouse works. So I don't have any complaints so far other than the software thing, and I just wanted to make a quick video to say that yes, the mouse is real. If you're thinking about buying one, I would recommend it. I think that some of the colors they have on their website are limited. This one, I think I paid around 150 shipped, 160 shipped, and I think that's a very reasonable price for what you're getting in this package so far. I'll make an update video later, but if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'm just gonna upload this video pretty much raw how it is. So just to be day one, I got the mouse, here's what's going on. But if you have any questions, anything you want me to test out, let me know, and I will try to address it in my next video. Peace.